Hello everyone to the Multiversal Tournament. I am your host, Bugboy1014. It is nice to see you all here. I do not have a co-host today, as this is relatively a surprise stream. I realized the next match in the tournament bracket, hold on, let me fix this. I realized the next match in the tournament bracket actually wasn't going to be that hard. It's just Gerald the Kind versus Lizaahd the Archmage. This is going to be a relatively simple battle, so I am here by myself, and I'm just going to knock this out. This is probably not going to take more than an hour or two, if I had to guess. It's even simpler than the previous one, and the previous one was more simple than I thought. So, we have a big physical fighter half-ogre who has been in the party since freaking day one, pretty much. Like, he is one of the OG NPCs that joined the party, alongside his brother, Gerald. Versus someone we've never heard of before. It's not someone entirely new, but it's pretty much someone entirely new, for the most part. Frankly, I'm not super excited for this match, but hey, we'll see what is effectively a level 18 mage does against this big half-ogre. It's a big physical fighter versus a magic user. We'll see how this goes. So, Lizaahd. After scouring through numerous tomes, they end up leaving their room, carrying with them their signature spellbook. Dressed in their large red robes, they wander through the halls. They're a relatively gaunt figure, with palish features that betray the amount of years of dedicated study they have done into the arts of wizardry. They are a relatively high-level wizard, all things considered, and more or less just did so privately. They've been in a few duels every now and then, but nothing substantial. Nothing that the party has interacted with anyway. So, as they walk to the Iron Gate, I'll then get to Gerald. Gerald is with his brother in his room, and when he gets called, says, well, here goes nothing. Gerald says, good luck out there. Don't go easy on him, okay? I'll be fine, brother. I can fight when I want to. I just don't like to. Go make him proud. Will do. And as Gerald's about to walk out the door, his brother says, hey, don't forget your crossbow. Oh, right. Where is it? He looks around his room and eventually finds his heavy repeating crossbow, which he takes and mounts onto his back as he starts walking out. As he walks out towards the Iron Gate, he's relatively large, so he actually fills quite a bit of the hallway. As he walks towards the Iron Gate, he sees his opponent, who is about a 5-foot-tall, gaunt, mage-looking fellow. Gerald himself being just under 12 feet tall, meaning he is more than double the size of his opponent. As he stands at the Iron Gate and they both ready for, the Archmage is a bit surprised to see him, but does not actually let it visibly be shown. Gerald looks towards his opponent and says, may the best man win. And Lizaahd looks over at him, looks at the hands, and extends his own for a tentative shake. He doesn't say anything, but he does shake the man's hand while staring into Gerald's eyes. Gerald just smiles obliviously back at Lizaahd, before turning back to the gate as the Iron Gate begins to lift. As the Iron Gate begins to lift, crowds cheer both of their names as they begin to walk into the arena and feel the warm air brush against their face from the relatively cool interior of the arena. the artificial sun in the arena is baking them. As Mimi flies over, as the mini Mimi flies over and states, which side would you like to be on? He says that they say that to Lizaahd. Lizaahd indicates the left. Gerald is fine with that. So, Lizaahd will start over here. And specifically, Lizaahd wishes to start within the water. So they walk over here and then do a deep dive down into the bottom of the water. Gerald, meanwhile, just kind of walks over here to this platform and just kind of sits down and then wonders where his opponent is. They will have about a minute to prepare. And during that minute, Gerald doesn't really do much. He just mostly readies his gear, makes sure that everything is maintained and fully functional in his armor, hits his chest a few times to test the integrity of his chest plate, etc. Lizaahd, meanwhile, is not anywhere to be seen, as instead heading towards the bottom of the actual arena, looking for something he heard is down there. He, however, does not end up finding it before the end of the minute. So then we will get to initiative. So, Lizaahd, please roll initiative. And then Gerald, please roll initiative. So, Gerald got a 19. Archmage got... Lizaahd, the Archmage, got a 16. So Gerald will go first. Gerald, upon not knowing where the heck his opponent is, will effectively just ready his crossbow to fire at the Archmage the first time he sees him. And says out loud, "Come on now, no sneaky business." The Archmage, meanwhile, let me double check their stat block real quick. Oh, that's fine. Well, let me fix it. Okay. What spell do I want to do? By the way, disappointed not finding what they wanted to find. Instead, swims over. Instead, flies underwater over to around here, and upon seeing Gerald, will do a magic missile spell at Gerald. Gerald, seeing the bolt of magic missile towards them, will say, "Shield," and use their reaction to do the shield spell, negating the magic missile. Those of you who have seen session 1, you will have already seen that yes, Harold and Gerald specifically read books of magical knowledge on shield. They don't have casting classes. The Archmage realizes this is going to be a little harder than they thought and ends their turn. Gerald, upon seeing where the magic missiles came from, decides to take a pot shot with his crossbow in that general direction to see if he hits anything. He can't see the Archmage right now, but he's going to fire in that general direction, and it is roughly where the Archmage is, so I'm going to have him fire with disadvantage. Does he have any sources of advantage? He does have extra attacks, so he gets 2 attacks. He does have Sharpshooter, meaning he gets to ignore cover, which is notable, which is why I'm not giving them 3/4 cover. No, they do not, in fact, have any sort of Yeah, they do not have any sort of extra benefit. Okay, so this will just be fired with disadvantage. I need disadvantage. I'll go auto roll damage. Disadvantage. No, they don't have the blast spell on them. Alright, that's both. That one does apply. Oh, firing. Wait, hold on. Sorry, that was the wrong one. Ignore that, ignore that, ignore that. This is the actual shot. So, I get a 25 to hit, which is in fact a hit as the bolt fires a bolt and it goes into the water and unerringly hits the Archmage in the chest. I'll have the Archmage DC 10 strength save. They pass. Okay. This ammunition packs a wallop. Yep. And it will do damage. However, I forgot. No, he has mirror image up. Oh, I forgot about that. Let's roll to see if it was one of the mirror images. I forgot he had mirror image up. I should actually, do that. Duration of the spell 24 hours. So he cast that before he slept. Do that. Do that. You cast Stone Skin on it. As well as Mind Blank, but Mind Blank was before General. If you duplicate to yourself, each side of the creature is pretty. Okay. So let me roll d20 to see if it actually hit an illusion. It did. So it seemingly struck Lizaahd in the chest, but that was actually a duplicate of Lizaahd. Gerald doesn't know this, though, and continues to fire. That is a 33 to hit, which would do quite a bit of piercing damage, but let's see if it hit a double instead. It did. It hit another mirror copy. Gerald does not have any more attacks. Oh, I forgot Gerald has advantage on initiative. That's actually notable. Okay. So he is. So Gerald's turn is over. Archmage's turn. The Archmage, upon seeing these two bolts hit his illusionary copies, even while underwater and largely hidden, has him a little spooked. Apologies, my wife was messaging me. Okay. So, what will he actually do then if he is spooked? Does Vanish spell do again? He will cast a lightning bolt spell. Upcast to... hold on. Upcast to 6th level, because they don't plan on using global vulnerability. So, he flies... yeah, he flies deeper into the water, but make sure to keep line of sight with Gerald, and fires this. Alright, that's a DC 17 dex save. Gerald, if you would be so kind. Oh, that was not done with disadvantage. 23. That saves. So, I'll only be taking half damage. It also ignites part of Gerald's coat. His fur coat on his back. He's like, and started to bat it out. As he got singed for electrical damage. Gerald, do you have any sort of resistances? As far as I know, you don't. Oh, you just have a chunky health bar. Okay. So, that's half of 29 plus that, so that's 39, so that's 20 damage. Actually, no, 19 damage. Sorry. 9. There we go. Goes over here. And because he actually moves over there, a shark will actually take a bite attack on him, as he forgot to keep aware of the sharks. If I remember, it's the giant shark stat block? Yeah, giant shark. So, I will have it make a bite attack on him. That's 16. That is a miss. As it tries to gnash at him, and he hits it in the nose to butt it away. And it retreats and begins to move. Get off me! Though saying that, Gerald now knows where they are, thanks to those words. And it's Gerald's turn. Gerald says, "Oh, there you are." Gerald, how fast is your movement speed? Realized? 40 feet. Okay, so if I moved you... You could move like here. So Gerald will move right here. And will now fire their crossbow down at the Archmage more. This time, no longer with disadvantage. Oh, there's the first shot, and there's the second shot. Both shots hit. Let me roll to see if a duplicate is hit. No for the first one. I believe that's no for the second one, too. Let me double check on the wording of mirror image, but I'm pretty sure that's also a no on the second one. Two duplicates, it's 8 or higher. With one duplicate, it's 11 or higher. Never mind. So the second one does actually hit the duplicate, so it only gets one hit. So they get hit by one attack, or knocked. and also their last duplicate gives something. I will roll another strength save. They pass. Okay. They are rocked by 25 piercing damage, which takes out a quarter of their health bar. Says, come on out. Come on out and fight. The Archmage is reeling from this bolt that kind of blew a hole in their chest. I mean, not actually blew a hole in their chest, but like, it still kind of blew a hole in their chest. Or it's embedded in their chest. Either way, they're reeling a little bit. The hardest they've been hit in a while. They said, you. Go away! And just uses the banishment spell on Gerald. At 4th level. So, you attempt to send one creature that you can see within range to another plane of existence. Target will take a charisma saving throw. In this case, I believe it's D17, going off the earlier one. Yes, DC 17. But charisma saving throw or be banished. If the target is native to the plane of existence you're on, you banish the target to a harmless heavy plane. The target remains there until the spell ends, at which point it reappears in space left near that space occupied. The target is named to a different plane. Okay, so the banishment spell is cast on Gerald. This would normally banish Gerald to. This would normally banish Gerald to the Prime Material World, but the Prime Material World is currently sealed and locked down, so no one can enter it or leave it. So instead, he rebounds off that and is sent to a harmless demi-plane. If he fails. I realized I never actually rolled to see if he fails or not. Charisma saving throw. 13. He fails. Okay, so activate the target is named and before the one may pass, the target reappears in a space left and appears in the space, otherwise the target is returned. Oh. Gerald is gone. He is banished to another plane of existence, a harmless demi-plane, as it's called. Lizaahd, upon seeing this works, flies out of the water so the giant shark can't break his concentration, and laughs to himself as he realized he just won because Gerald can come back within a minute. Provided he maintains concentration for the entire minute, which, as far as we know, there's not anything to stop that. There is, however, one thing he will have to contend with. And that is about 3 turns into it, there is a random event in the actual arena. The arena gets hit by effectively the equivalent of a sleet storm spell. So, I will have everyone be within the actual arena area be affected by a sleet storm spell. This is to help extend the battle and potentially knock out concentration, if they make the concentration save, though. So, the ground in the entire area is considered difficult terrain. When they enter first time it starts turn, there must make a dexterity saving throw fall prone. Creature starts turn, spell area is concentrated on spell. The creature must constitute save throw against spell save DC or lose concentration. In this case, the spell save DC is considered to be DC 20. So the Archmage, now needs to make 7 more concentration checks. 7 concentration checks. That's 1. That's 2. That's a fail. So, after about 5 turns of being banished, pretty sure this is a concentration, right? Yeah. After 5 turns of being banished, Gerald comes back. They're like, what? What's going? Ah! And they have to make a dex save. And they fail, falling flat in their butt. It's a sleet storm going on. The Archmage is cursing under his breath at the fact that Mimi allowed this to happen. Well, it wasn't necessarily Mimi; it was Spinreal, but still, that the people that be allowed this to happen. And Gerald, upon seeing the situation, decides not to look a gift horse in the mouth, and pulls out his long battle axe, his long great axe, stands himself up, moves over, and lowers it down onto the Archmage to hit him directly. Ignore the +3. That was a 29 to hit. That hits. That deals 24 damage. As he chops a chunk into the Archmage. "17. That misses. It glances off the mage armor. As the Archmage manages to block it with magical force, though they are hurt considerably. And that's only if I hit them with the improvised weapon. Fair enough. So, that will be the end. Actually, wait. If you're wondering, by the way, about the difficult terrain, ring a free action. Anyway, that'll be the end of their turn. Archmage's turn. What are you gonna do, Archmage? The Archmage, you realizes that they aren't really going to be able to concentrate on a spell right now. Decides that they want to get around Sleet Storm and will cast Globe of Invulnerability on themselves. Using a 6th level spell slot. Not 10. So, Sleet Storm is a 4th level spell, so it is not affecting the Archmage. Now. They use that as their action. Their reaction will be... Not reaction, sorry. Their interaction will be to drink a healing potion. 8d4 plus 8. To regain 29 hit points. And then, is there anything they can do as their bonus action? They'll use their bonus action to Misty Step. And they'll Misty Step onto the platform up. Wait, no, they can't do that because they cast the spells and action. God damn it. They can't Misty Step. Oh, right. You can't do that. I forgot. Okay. Yeah, there's not much they can do now. So, they just stay put because they don't have anywhere else to go, really. Gerald's turn, though they are still cursing under their breath. Gerald's turn again says, "If you're just gonna stand here, I'm gonna keep hitting you." And Gerald attacks again. Oh, first I'll have them make a dex save. They passed. Okay. That's a 14 to hit. That misses. That's a 17 hit. That misses. As the mage armor on the mage is helping to protect them from these incoming blows. The Archmage, feeling a little more confident now that these actual spells have been not affecting him, decides to go for something again, and now that Sleet Storm can't affect him, he is going to cast Banishment once again. This time, targeting them, I need you to give me a Charisma save. $15. They're going to use their DM Inspiration Point to re-roll that. 15. Fudge. Okay, they are banished. And because of Globe of Invulnerability, Sleet Storm will not affect the Archmage, meaning they don't have to make concentration checks, meaning that the Archmage wins. Because Gerald's going to be gone for an entire minute, and that's long enough to be declared the winner. So, as the minute passes by, Mimi is counting. Mimi is counting out loud for the crowd. Well, it's counting internally, but after it gets to a 10-second countdown, she starts counting out loud for the crowd to hear. As the Archmage smirks at this point, and is just watching. As eventually the Sleet Storm dissipates, and he is immune to this, and says out loud so that the crowd can hear. Nice try, but I won't get my win stolen here. I'm not going to be defeated by some oaf. No, he is a formidable opponent. I am much more clever than that. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1... Lizaahd the Archmage is the winner, and 6 seconds after she finishes her count, Gerald comes back, but they were already declared the winner. So, the match is over. When Gerald comes back, he looks around and sees that people are cheering Lizaahd, and that Lizaahd, he says, huh? Oh, you made me go away for a minute. The Archmage says, yes, I indeed did. He says, well, okay then, good game. He just goes to shake the Archmage's hand. The Archmage looks a little quizzically and confused, like, aren't you upset that I cheated you of a win? He says, well, it wasn't really cheating. Not against the rules, and it's a more peaceful way to do it. I appreciate finding a non-violent way to win. I can respect that. Overall, I don't feel cheated. Lizaahd looks a little bemused and says, it just doesn't know quite how to take that, but decides to shake the giant half-ogre's hand and just smiles and says, "You're not bad." Meet me after the match. Alright. You could find me in room 138. I'll be with my brother. Brother? Yes. Yes, I have a twin brother named Harold. Harold and Gerald, have fun. Alright, I will see you there. Take care. As Lizaahd walks out of the arena, triumphant, and Gerald just walks out of the arena, declared the loser of the round. And with that, this was easily the quickest match, and I thought it was going to be. I knew that either Gerald was going to just completely smash Lizaahd because Lizaahd did not have much HP, or Lizaahd was going to pull out some sort of hacks that can do it, and the banishment spell is perfect because Gerald doesn't have a way against the banishment spell. Like, at all. Does not have a way to stop the banishment spell. The only way to stop the banishment spell for them is passing the charisma save, and that was it. Now, I didn't want it to be super anticlimactic, so me in character, as in myself insert character, wanted to spice things up and unleash a sleet storm on the entire arena, because fuck it, it'll make it more interesting if they fail the con save, which they did. But then Lizaahd the Archmage figured out an exploit around that and used Global Vulnerability, because it doesn't care how much Sleet Storm is upcasted, it's still a 4th level spell, so Global Vulnerability still makes you immune to it. So, also my allergies are acting up. Apologies for the weird noises. Anyway, this is quite actually a more interesting battle than I thought it would be. And yeah, Gerald appreciated the fact that he lost without having to die. That's always a plus. So, thank you everyone for watching.